I'm up in the Highlands of Scotland at the moment, and today I'm heading off on a day hike. I'm taking public transport, which is a bit unusual. Usually my mum drives me around to a lot of new places when I'm up in the Highlands, but she's not very well at the moment, and I thought it would be quite a nice challenge to sort of figure out the public transport. So I have to take a bus from my mum's village into Inverness city, and from there take a train to Garve, which is a small station en route to Kyle of Lochaush. So it sort of crosses the country from east to west, the train line. And if you go to Kyle of Lochaush, that's where you jump over to Skye. But I'm not doing that. I'm stopping off sort of an hour outside of Inverness, and hopefully it'll all go to plan. And then when I get there, I'm hoping to walk up Little Wyvis. So there's a really high mountain there called Ben Wyvis, which I'm not climbing because it's a really big one. But Little Wyvis is right there as well, and I thought I would have a go at climbing that. Last year when I was up in Scotland, I climbed my first Corbett. So a Corbett is a hill that's between 2,500 and 3,000 feet. And so Little Wyvis is another Corbett. Made it to Inverness bus station, so now I'm walking to the train station. So I made it to Garve and I'm on my way now. A lot of people that do this hike start at a car park, but because I'm using public transport, I have to walk a little way from Garve station to get there to the start of the trail. But so far it's really nice already, just walking along this sort of woodland track with trees all around. And so far I've only seen one person, which is nice. It's one of the things I love about walking in the Highlands versus, down in the south of England where I'm from. The train was quite nice. It was quite busy because a lot of tourists take the train over to Kyle of Lochaush and Skye. It just went through a couple of small towns outside of Inverness. And then it started to get, after it passes Dingwall, the train starts to go through some more sort of wild mountainous areas. So that was quite exciting. And I was greeted by a chicken when I got off the train, so that was probably my favourite thing so far. I've seen little small patches of this strange moss or lichen, whatever it is, before, but I've never seen such a huge amount in one place. Hello, beautiful. Hi. Thank you for coming to say hi to me. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, I don't have any food. My goodness, those deer were amazing. I saw one deer from the train on my train journey over here, and I thought to myself, oh, I suppose there's a chance I might see some more on this hike because it's quite wild. Never thought I would get to take a selfie with one and even pat it on the head. It was crazy. I have been approached by a sort of semi-wild, semi-tame deer once before in Scotland. It was near a hotel, and I think the people in the hotel fed the deer, so they were a little bit tame. But usually wild deer will run a mile before you get anywhere close to them, so that was incredible. I guess someone around here must be feeding those three that I saw just now. It came right up to my backpack, started sniffing it, looking for food, I guess. So yeah, now I'm on the proper sort of ascent up Little Wyvis now. It's absolutely lovely, the sun's come out. I've just stopped by this little pond here, which is really cute. It's got a little island in the middle of it, which I'd like to explore. I think you can sort of hop over to it, but might do that on the way back down. This hike today, I do have a little bit of a time crunch because there's only 2 trains that go back to Inverness in the afternoon, and the second one is really quite late. It would get me home a bit on the late side for having dinner with my mum, so I'm aiming for the 3:30 one, which is a bit earlier. And it's hard to gauge how long this walk will take. I think I mentioned in my previous hiking video that I use the Ordnance Survey Maps app to plan my routes, and it gives you wildly varying estimates of how long the walk's going to take you, depending on whether you're in edit mode or out of edit mode and just looking at the hike. It's really, really off. And we've experienced hikes taking longer than we thought before, so I am going to just see how much of this I can do. I might not reach the summit of the hill, but I'm going to try, and I will just turn back if I think I'm running out of time. It's time to try out my new hiking poles that I have here. I wasn't able to bring my pair from home because if you fly with them, you have to check them in as cabin baggage, and I usually fly with hand luggage because it's just so much quicker and easier and cheaper. I like being able to walk off the plane and not have to wait for my bag. So what I did was I ordered a second pair. This is a really cheap pair from Decathlon, and I ordered them to my mum's address so they would be here for me when I arrived. So I think it's time, heading into the steep part now, it's time to try them out. I'm just coming to a tiny bit of forest, which is quite nice. I had read that there was a tiny bit of forest sort of midway on this route, because usually once you get high up, it gets quite barren in Scotland. So I'm looking forward to seeing the trees. I'm also looking forward to walking back down again because this fantastic view will be all sort of spread out in front of me, and I'll be able to enjoy looking at it more as I come down. Well, I stopped for an early lunch, partly because there was a really nice rock I could sit on with a gorgeous view, and I thought it would be lovely to recover from the climb a little bit and look at the view while there was something I could sit on. Up ahead of me right now is that peak I have to sort of climb up next. I'm excited now that I've had a little rest. I arrived at Garve at 10 and I made it to this little woodland in 2 hours, so that's good information for me. I know I need 2 hours to get back from this woods if I'm going to make the train, although presumably I can go a little bit faster going back down because I won't be climbing. So yeah, short little rest, and I'm going to press on and see how far up the hill I can get. It looks like from now on it's going to be quite open and quite bare, but it's nice because it's not particularly windy, there's no rain, and little patches of sun keep coming out. So yeah, really enjoying it so far, and I still can't get over the deer. You can see Garve Station all the way down there. I'm so close to the top of Little Wyvis now, but I gave myself a turning around point time-wise when I thought it would be sensible to turn back, and I've reached it. So I'm going to check on my app now to see just how close I got to the summit. But I'm quite happy to turn around. I'd rather enjoy the walk back down and not feel stressed about the time. It's a bit windier up here, as you can probably see. Yeah, it was quite a climb, but I'm really happy. It's been a lovely walk, and now I can enjoy the walk back down a little bit and probably film a little bit more as well. I've been kind of rushing ahead, and also hiking with poles, you can't hold the camera so easily. So I'm going to enjoy the walk down, do a bit more filming, and I'll just show you these amazing views that are in front of me right now. It's a little hazy. It would have been nice if it was a bit clearer, but it's absolutely beautiful. I think that big loch over there is Loch Luachart, I think, and the little river there is called Blackwater. There's some lovely waterfalls on that, but I won't be able to see them today. I'm almost back at the little bit of woodland which is just there, so I'm on schedule for my walk back to the station. Here's this little pond that I filmed at earlier that's got these two little tiny islands in it. I think you could hop across to this one if you could get through that sort of shallow muddy bit there. Don't think you could reach that one. But the deer are also hanging out near this pond. I think it's the friendly deer from earlier, because they're on the other side of a fence, and the wild deer are on the outside of the fence. And here's the slightly smaller female that approached me. So maybe they live on this farm. I'm so early for the train that I've just snuck off the path a little bit into these woods, because I absolutely love pine forest, just to kind of see what mosses and mushrooms and things I can find. This woodland section's been really lovely for bird song, and there was something I forgot to mention earlier when I was up on the hill. There were a bunch of ravens flying around, and you can always spot them because they do this, they kind of tumble down through the air while croaking loudly, and I think it was because there was a peregrine falcon there. I think they were kind of arguing with the falcon, so that was kind of cool to see. I didn't really see the peregrine closely enough to be sure, but it was certainly that type of bird, and I probably wouldn't have noticed it if it hadn't been for the ravens making a racket. I've got about 10 minutes till the Inverness train. I just took my rain jacket off because it was quite hot and it started raining again. So all day it's been alternating sun and tiny bits of drizzle. Luckily, I haven't had proper rain. I guess this is pretty typical for Scotland. I'm now in Inverness. I've got half an hour to wait for the bus back to my mum's village on the Black Isle. Thank you for watching my day hike video. I'll have another video coming out soon, which is going to show the rest of the stuff I've got up to on the rest of my 9 days in Scotland. Not sure how soon it's going to come out because 2 weeks after I get back from this trip, I have another week of walking the southwest coast path coming up. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to edit. that's partly why I wanted to edit this video quickly as a sort of self-contained video. But yeah, as I say, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.